Welcome WDAY, Weather and Ag in Focus. It's 107 on this Friday afternoon, and it is a beautiful sunny day out there. 32 degrees, light wind out of the southwest at 10 miles an hour. I'm meteorologist Justin Storm with Ag Director Bridgette Readel and Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki. And if you'd like to join in on our conversation at any point during today, ask a question or drop a comment, give us a phone call. We'd love to hear from you guys, 701-293-9000, or you can always reach us via email at weatherorag@flagfamily.com. And, hey, we're finally at the end of the week, guys. You got any fun plans for this upcoming weekend?
Well, Bridgette's got a visitor in the background. Well, bring him into the show for crying out loud. Come on. I see Bridget. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
No. I just have to make sure everybody knows what's going on, and I had to turn on my little on-air button. I should probably show you guys that someday. I literally have an on-air sign on my desk so that sometimes it's easier to tell.
Well, somebody missed that on-air sign. It's not working.
Oh, good.
What a beautiful day out. I mean, for this time of the year, temperatures low to mid-30s across the area, sunshine melting away some of that ice on the
could you imagine if we didn't have any of this ice or any of this snow? What would we be, like in the 50s today?
We'd be at least in the 40s. Usually add on about 10 degrees.
I will say, just looking at the road report now, it's improving. I was out earlier today. In fact, was headed to Bismarck, aside from drifting, sticking, snow and ice, and a bit of a head cold that was going to keep Typhoid Mary here out of a meeting room. But overall, it looks like it's improving out on the highways. So I'd be curious to hear for those traveling if it is better or if they are still seeing some ground drifting like we had late yesterday and earlier this morning.
You know, I was actually kind of mentioning that to Dean about the drifting snow from yesterday and last night into this morning even. I thought the roads were worse today than they were yesterday. Right after all the fresh 5 to 10 inches of snow.
Yeah, I think it kind of depends where you're at. And again, as you've had some of that ground drifting and the highways are warm, there's definitely some snow sticking to it that'll cause problems.
You need to lay off those Bloody Marys in the morning is your problem, Justin.
I don't have a comment for that.
Okay.
By the way, how dare you even say that? How dare you, Dean?
He's got that on the sound.
Yeah, Jay's got it in there somewhere. I don't know. He's got so many. There's no way I'll find it.
It's probably under how dare you.
Well, I'm sure that's probably exactly what it is.
Probably.
Anyway.
Can I just say it for you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
There you go. That's good.
Well, we've got some quiet weather. We'll recap that real quick here. Quiet weather coming in here today and tomorrow. A lot of sunshine today. Enjoy it. Mid-30s. There will be some spots that flirt with the upper 30s today. So not too bad. Lighter winds, so we can handle that. Tonight, anything that melts, watch for refreeze tonight because temperatures will dip down to about 10 above. And then as we head into the start of your weekend, looking pretty good with highs tomorrow in the upper 20s to near 30, but then clouds come back into the area on Sunday, and it does look like we'll see snow overspread the area, and that means more measurable snow. We'll see wind with this, so that means more blowing and drifting of the snow as
How dare you?
As we head into Sunday night and Monday.
Okay, so is this going to set up like the last fast-paced storm that blew through here, Dean? Or
pretty
how's
similar.
That gonna look?
Pretty similar. There will be a heavy east to west band of snow. We're just not quite sure exactly where that's going to set up. So just be ready for a ugly Monday morning commute somewhere throughout the area. Yeah.
That narrows it right down for me.
Yeah. That's all I need to know.
Are you traveling anywhere Monday, Bridget?
Well, I'm not telling you that now, am I?
Well, we already know. You definitely are because there's a storm.
Well, actually, my plans are really not that much in regards to Monday, but I'm hoping Wednesday is very clear, gentlemen, very clear, because I'm headed to Commodity Classic, which is the U.S.'s largest indoor farm show that will be in Orlando, Florida.
You said that was on Wednesday?
Though. You're flying.
I'm flying out on Wednesday. Yes.
Okay. Flying.
Yeah, there might be another system coming in Wednesday.
I was going to say, do you see what kind of graphic do I got on that Tuesday night, Wednesday morning?
Is that a UFO with its lights coming down from the bottom? That's what it looks like.
I think that's what that is.
Say, did any of you
actually I figured
spaceship last night?
I figured you guys were going to tell me there'd be a hurricane when I got to Florida.
No. Well, I don't.
No,
I haven't looked at Florida in months.
It's nice. 80s.
Beautiful.
What else do you need to know?
I was looking at Hawaii
Right.
the other day, and they're actually getting some pretty strong winds.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Waikiki Beach was under a high wind advisory or warning or
Some of
something
the upper
like
elevations were 100 plus, I saw.
that. Ooh, gross.
Okay, speaking of Hawaii and its very prominent pineapple growing region, just a little side note for you guys. The Dole company was recently under a cyber attack, and they were unable to ship, harvest, tag, and export pineapple for a number of days, probably about 10 days before they got things under control. They said they contained it very quickly, but any disruption to business these days is massive. And so
Right.
Dole pineapples was the latest one affected.
So can we officially add pineapples to the shortage list now?
Maybe not quite yet, but what is short is I'm still looking for a pineapple agronomist who's going to get on air with us and tell us how to raise those things.
You know, funny story. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say it's a funny story. I have a story about a pineapple, and I bought it from the grocery store about a year ago, maybe about a year and a half ago now. It was 2 years ago.
Tell me this isn't a story
pineapple.
about an upside down pineapple in somebody's cart at the grocery store.
Yeah, we'll get to that part later. Dean. Way to ruin the plate. Man, you tell a joke.
Please Is that really the joke?
No,
Okay.
no. So I ripped the top off this pineapple, and I kind of, was trimming at the base or whatever. I stuck it in a cup of water for about 3 months. Things started growing roots, and I gave it to my dad as a Christmas present 2 Christmases ago. I asked him just a handful of weeks ago, hey, how's that pineapple top that I gave you for Christmas doing? And he's like, well, it was down to one leaf, and it was starting to burn out, and it was halfway dead, this one last little strand, and it shot a runner up out of the top of it. Now he's got a whole new, brand new pineapple top that's growing out of the top of this thing 2 years later. It's all in dirt, growing, roots, healthy. It's looking really good.
See,
First of all, why are pineapple tops on the Christmas giving list in the Storm family? I'm not sure I want to ask what other items are given at Christmas.
You
Or
know,
maybe I do want to know.
you definitely always want to know what's going on in our household. But about 5 years ago, he had done the same thing with a pineapple top because he's like, I'm going to grow a pineapple. I can grow anything I want to grow. I'm going to grow a pineapple. And he starts doing it, and he gets it, and he's had it for about a year and a half. It's doing great. It's awesome. It's like a year away from beginning to actually grow or throw a runner up to grow a pineapple off of it. Our dog ate the pineapple plant. So I was like, well, we'll just restart this. I'll give him a new one for Christmas a couple of years later, and that's why I gave it to him for Christmas.
Could you tell your dad that my dog, which I don't have, ate a money tree, which I don't have, and I just need some cash?
Is that the reason why the dog's not around?
Probably.
Oh, man.
Do you have any of your dogs eat any of your stuff? You've had dogs before.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
What's the worst thing that they ate? This be a fun thing. 701-293-9000.
What's the worst thing your dog ate?
Yeah, of yours that you were just ticked off about?
My arm.
Well, so that one's a fake then.
This is fake, yeah.
Insurance cover that or out of pocket?
Insurance did cover that one because I have pet insurance.
Okay. Okay, along the lines of that
Boy,
pet
this thing
thing.
going off the tracks.
Well, I always kind of giggle to myself when people are, I know your pets, especially if you talk to like Alex Taylor on our morning shows, your pets are a huge part of your family and people take very, very good care of them and they look for the best food and the best med supplies and all of that. But I do kind of laugh when I recall watching dogs on the farm eat things like poop, dead skunks.
Then they go and they
they're
try
not
and
always
lick
very
your
particular.
face.
I had one eat my shoe and then my other dog swallowed a rabbit whole. Like I could hear the rabbit squeak. I'm sitting out on the couch and it's summer, got the windows open, and I hear this squeak, squeak, squeak. I'm like, oh no! There was a rabbit's nest under the porch, and she got to one of the rabbits, and she's carrying it around in her mouth. And I told her to drop it, and she misunderstood. Drop it to swallow it. Swallowed the rabbit whole. Didn't even.
No way.
Yeah, the thing was still squealing. Gulp, just swallows it. Yeah.
Man, that's something. That was one time I was back in high school. I had this whole project that I was working on.
And it was a Chihuahua too. No, it wasn't a Chihuahua.
I was working on a big project for school. I had it all wrapped up, ready to go. It's a day for a dog ate the whole thing, chewed the notebook apart, all the stuff. I had to bring the notebook in with all the chewed up work to show to my.
The dog ate the homework.
The dog actually ate my homework.
Well, if you wouldn't have covered it in peanut butter, your dog wouldn't have cared. Who are you kidding?
There we go. Don't mention that. We're going to head over to the phone lines to get a dog story, 701-293-9000. Eric, welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Yes, what'd your dog eat?
My dog ate a rabbit.
Just like yours.
Just like mine.
Head, tail,
Yep.
leg,
Man.
and all.
It's like a snake.
German Shepherd cross.
So was mine. Mine was a German Shepherd Lab mix.
Yep. And when he puked that thing up, my wife had to go clean it up.
Oh, God, no. Oh, man, that's,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to have anything to do with that. Eric, where are you calling from?
But you know, the same dog, he would bring home baby bunnies and baby birds in his mouth.
Still alive.
And he would drop them on, still alive. And we had thrushes in our house, and my wife was feeding them. You know?
Nice.
I mean,
See, my dogs used to bring deer legs back out of the woods is what they would do.
there you go. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this dog, he was strange, man. He was conservative, you know.
Oh, a good story, Eric. Hey, where are you calling from? You listen often?
Yo, I listen to you guys every day.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we appreciate it, Eric. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, you guys have fun. I enjoy your show.
Hey, thanks very much.
Have a great
Call again
weekend
in the future, Eric. There we go.
Yeah.
It must be a German Shepherd thing.
German Shepherd. And I remember one time, my other dog, she was part Whippet and part Greyhound, and I was at work, and I get a phone call from my neighbor at work, and he's like, Dean, your dog got loose. And I'm like, how did she get over? And she would normally jump over the fence. He's like, well, I know she got loose because there's a dead squirrel on my front porch. She took a squirrel, killed it, just dropped it on his front porch, and then she hopped the fence back over into the yard. I'm like, great.
Consider it trick-or-treating.
Yeah, right.
Trick-or-treating for pets.
Well, if you want to share a story with us, again, 701-293-9000. We're going to take a moment here, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation, and we'll switch topics just a little bit unless you got more stories you'd like to share with us. And we'd love to hear from you guys. Give us a call. We'll be right back.
Here's a message just for the attorneys out there. So you passed the bar, joined a firm, or even built your own. Now are you finding out that you're doing more administration than actual law practice? Lexicon can help. Lexicon is a legal technology provider with over a decade of experience streamlining administrative tasks like timekeeping, billing, and more, so you can focus on maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Call 855-4LEXICON or visit lexiconservices.com/go to learn more.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Hi, this is Kevin Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer's Auction Company. Pfeiffer's upcoming March auctions include 1,530 acres of highly productive cropland in Clay, Norman, and Becker counties. In Minnesota, 1,500 acres of Red River Valley cropland in Cass and Richland counties. Over 2,000 acres of cropland and pastureland in Bottineau, McHenry, and Williams County. 320 acres of cropland and hunting land in Billings County near Belfield, North Dakota. View these auctions and many more land and equipment auctions at Pfeiffer's.com.
Welcome to Soybean Minute, your source for timely soybean news.
This is North Dakota Soybean Council Director Jim Thompson of Page. The North Dakota Soybean Council will continue to offer a free 2-day soybean marketing and risk management seminar for soybean producers. Learn more about marketing soybeans in North Dakota's evolving soybean markets. Topics to be covered include trading technologies, basis, options, hedging, and producer marketing plans and strategies. This seminar will be held on March 14th and 15th at North Dakota State University's Commodity Trading Room in Berry Hall and Fargo. The course will be facilitated by noted professors Dr. Bill Wilson and Dr. Frayne Olson of NDSU. This seminar is free and open to North Dakota soybean producers. If you've been before, come and refresh your knowledge. If you haven't, Bring your farm management team and sharpen your soybean marketing skills. Register today online at ndsoybean.org.
This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Soybean Council and the Soybean Checkoff.
The famous chips. The potato chip, the chocolate chip, the computer chip, the poker chip, the paint chip, and the windshield chip. Glass Doctor of Fargo Moorhead wants to remind you that the difference in temperature outside and inside your vehicle can make a little chip grow into a real budget buster. So make your repair replacement appointment today at Glass Doctor of Fargo Moorhead. Call or go online at glassdoctor.com/Fargo. That's glassdoctor.com/Fargo.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint.
Hi, I'm Aaron Wimmer, inviting you to Wimmer's Diamonds Big Band and Ring event, March 14th, 15th, and 16th, with a chance for you to stack up the savings, 10, 20, up to 30% off. Hundreds of new styles to try, engagement rings, wedding and anniversary rings, fashion rings. Swing into Wimmer's Diamonds, 4582 32nd Avenue South in Fargo.
Thanks for asking me out, John.
Well, I saw in your profile that you like tires. I like tires.
You like tires? I absolutely love tires.
No way! Will you marry me?
Yes, of course I'll marry you.
Yes, yes, yes!
Okay, so nobody gets that excited about tires, but you'll be excited when you hear about Welton's over-the-top customer service and amazing service at affordable prices. Welton's Tire Service, your local Goodyear dealer on Main Street in Lisbon, North Dakota, or online at weltonstire.net.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for rejoining us. 1:23 this afternoon. Studio line 701-293-9000 if you want to join in on the conversation, ask a question, or just have some fun with us. And yesterday, we had a guest on talking about the robotic harvesting of mushrooms, and that was a pretty interesting one. And we had come up with a couple of questions after the fact. And Bridgette, you reached out to him because, Dean, I think it was your question, but I think it was your question on how many acreage is that? Because these mushrooms, they're the white and the brown button mushrooms, the ones you buy at the store. They're grown indoors on trays and vertical racks. So you have like this big like food sheet tray rack of mushrooms growing in this dark, kind of lit up room. There's like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 of these racks. And you said you were going to reach out to him to find out what is the average acreage of those flats added up to be, because they're growing a lot of mushrooms. And you got an answer back from him, didn't you, Bridgette?
So here's the answer from our guest yesterday, and that was Rob Snowden. He's with Tech Brew Robotics out of British Columbia. And so he kind of broke this down for us. He said the room sizes can vary. And he said the square footage of the growing rack is probably a more useful measurement. And as you were saying, these growing shelves, or beds as they're called, there are 6 shelves per rack, okay? And they are called a Dutch-style growing rack. If there are 6 of them, times 120 feet squared, that's 720 square feet of growing space. Now, most growing rooms have 2 to 4 growing racks. So an average growing room will have somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,500 to 3,000 plus square feet of growing space.
Wow.
That was how he broke that down. And if you think about 3,000 square feet, that's a lot of space for a little mushroom to grow. And Dean, wash your mushrooms from now on.
Yeah. You know, I've never gotten sick. I drank out of a garden hose as a kid. I ate dirt, and I'm eating dirty mushrooms. And
You're
you know what?
poopy mushrooms.
And I rarely, well, yeah, now that I say it, I rarely get sick.
It's okay. There's a coffee filter between that
my
and the
immune
mushroom.
my immune system is very good.
Yeah, no,
Well, if you'd like,
beg to
I'll give you this little
differ.
bit of cold I've got going on.
That's
I'll help
okay.
you out with it.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Just gotta-
Get better by Tuesday, because you know what Tuesday is.
Yes, I do.
yes.
It is
7th.
our spring weather special.
Yes, our spring LRC weather special. And we are going to be, this is going to be fun for the ag community, because Gary already sent us the maps on what the, and I'm sure he'll update it if need be, but he's already got it broken down month by month, and if necessary, week by week, on what these dry periods are going to be, when the wet periods are going to be. Are we going to get is it going to be a delayed plant like last year? Will it be kind of on time? What about a late freeze? All that good stuff we'll have on Tuesday from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock right here on WDAY, and it will be on the Jay Thomas Show. So we'll be you call in, email your questions ahead of time if you'd like, weather@flagfamily.com or ag@flagfamily.com. We're going to have fun with this year. Gary's got a big announcement. It just hit the media yesterday or the day before yesterday. Big news for the LRC and for Gary's company, so he'll announce that. And it's great news all around and great news for the LRC. And it's great news on really spreading the word of the LRC and kind of get this out more into the mainstream community and educate some more people on it. Yeah.
And I'd really like to encourage our folks who are listening, if they have questions, especially that are going to be farm related, you can email them to me, ag@flagfamily.com. Then I can have a little prep work done in advance. So sometimes when I do everything off the top of my head, maybe I forget a detail or two. And if you give me a little heads up, I can be more prepared to answer all your questions. Same goes for Dean and Justin. You can email them, weather@flagfamily.com.
Now, last year, Bridgette, when did I know it was a late plant last year? What was the average date around here that we finally got out into the field last year?
May 28th.
It wasn't that late, was it?
Well, it depends. Are we talking about corn? Are we talking about wheat? Sugar beets? I mean, we had folks that planted crop and then we had snow on top of it, because if you go out to the western part of the state, we did already have some of that happening. But the thing that sticks out most in my mind is not necessarily what was our average planting date, but we had our latest planting was soybeans going in the ground right around the 4th of July, and they still came out productive.
Oh, was it really? Okay.
It was a late one for sure.
Well, it was late because of it was so wet.
Flooding.
Yeah. So
Dang
wet.
river. Why do people live on a river? It floods. I told myself I always wondered this as a kid. I'm like, who would live on a river that floods all the time? And then I moved to a town that it floods. I've been there for 6 years.
Have you ever had
Some
flooding?
concerns about your decisions
not at
in
my
life.
house, no. Around the area, yeah, a lot of it.
Yes.
So that'll be a fun show, and I'm sure we'll get the phone calls. Hey, we're going out to such and such a place, 4th of July. What's it look like? And yeah, by using the LRC, we'll be able to answer those. So it'll be good. It'll be a good show, and we hope everybody tunes in and also engages too. Make sure to call or email questions, and you've got 1, 2, 3 meteorologists, an ag expert, and what more do you want?
We want Jay
Jay
Thomas
for color commentary.
Yeah, Jay will be down in Florida, but he'll be doing the show from down there.
Yeah, he'll join us.
I said, you got to be kidding me. Really?
Yeah, I will throw out there, though, if we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the LRC and the forecast during the first 2 hours from 2 to 3, 3 to 4 o'clock. So if you have questions about the LRC, how it works, things like that, that's that time period to call and ask those questions. If you want to know what the 4th of July is going to be, or hey, I'm making a road trip out of here on August 5th, hold those ones off until the 3rd hour from 4 to 5, so that way we can kind of get through everything the first hour, at least the first hour and a half. But I think
absolutely.
We're going to hit bottom of the hour here real quick. When we come back, we got some ag topics that we need to cover, and these are a few that we've been running behind on. And one of them, Bridgette, that I'd like to know, because in not last show, 2 shows ago, we were talking about the drain tile and using, filling something in there almost like a valve to control how much water is coming in or out of your field with that drain tile. Well, this is kind of along the same line a little bit, but it's solar power for irrigation systems, and I think that sounds kind of interesting. So I want to know more about that, and if you have questions, you want to join in the conversation, 701-293-9000. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Can you imagine a stress-free Sunday with family, friends, fun, and great food? You can have it when you make Barron's your new Sunday brunch headquarters. I'm telling you, it's a brunch like no other. First of all, customizable waffle bar. The kids will love it. Fresh scrambled eggs, thick cut bacon, all your favorites. Plus, while Mama sips on a mimosa, the kids can wear themselves out on the arcade at Kingpins. It's a great start to a stress-free Sunday. Mention My Brunch Headquarters and receive 20% off Sunday brunch at Barron's. So make your Sunday stress-free, filled with great food, no cleanup, and most importantly, where family, friends, fun, and food come together for brunch at Barron's. Located off Highway 81 and 52nd Avenue within Kingpins. Go to brunchatbarons.com. That's brunchatbarons.com for details. And don't forget to mention My Brunch Headquarters for 20% off. And experience your stress-free Sunday at brunchatbarons.com today.
Happy Harry's presents the 58th annual Red River Valley Sportsman Show. Today through Sunday at the Fargo Dome. The Sportsman Show is really 5 big shows in one. A boat show with the latest in fishing boats, pontoons, runabouts, personal watercraft, docks, and lifts. It's a camping show with North Dakota's largest display of RVs, campers, and trailers. A travel and vacation show with over 100 resorts, campgrounds, and hunting lodges. Guarantee your dates now by planning your vacation right at the show. A hunting and fishing show with a great selection of rods and reels, tackle, and the latest in outdoor electronics. Daily hunting and fishing seminars featuring Ted Takasaki and Todd Ammonroot. Kids fishing clinics, live trout pond, and introducing the exotic birds of Wildlife Wendy. Save $1 coupons and show information available at FargoSportsShow.com. It's North Dakota's largest, the Sportsman Show, today through Sunday at the Fargo Dome. Bring the whole family and don't miss it. A Sodinenko production.
What do eyewear and weather have in common? Join us for the Aspire Optical Eye on the Sky weekly weather forecast to find out. Each Tuesday morning, Dean Wysocki, Justin Storm, and myself, Ashley Freeborn, owner of Aspire Optical, will bring you the 7-day forecast.
You never know where we'll be or how it will be presented, but we promise to bring you the most accurate forecast this side of the Red River.
And learn how you can save big on eyewear from Aspire Optical.
Watch the Aspire Optical Eye on the Sky weekly weather forecast on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages.
Trust us, this is weather and eyewear like you've never seen.
Foston Tri-Co-op is hiring an agronomy manager. Must have sales and agronomy experience, able to sell crop protection, fertilizer, and chemicals. College degree in agronomy or equal experience is preferred. Enjoy competitive salary and benefits including health, long-term disability, dental, life insurance, HAS, paid vacation, and retirement match and profit sharing. Email resume to jen.howard@fostoncoop.com or call 218-435-6919 and ask for Brent. Foston Tri-Co-op, hiring an agronomy manager, and it could be you.
If you're tired of the censorship of conservatives, here's the latest. David Horowitz, the famed author and conservative thinker, just posted a YouTube video talking about voting irregularities in the 2020 election, and his video was banned from YouTube. In his new bestseller, The Final Battle, David Horowitz is warning America that big tech and their social media are destroying America and threatening our freedoms. Horowitz says companies like Facebook, Twitter, Google, and YouTube control the information flows, and they're censoring your news. In The Final Battle, Horowitz also warns that a group of secret players are working to change America. Mike Huckabee says you must get this book. Newsmax calls Final Battle the book of the year. Get Final Battle in bookstores, or check out the free offer and save $28 by calling 800-NEWSMAX, 800-NEWSMAX, or go to finalbattle611.com. finalbattle611.com to get your free copy today.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Want to thank everybody for joining us on this gorgeous, gorgeous sunny afternoon. Temperatures low to mid 30s across the area. We'll make it up into the mid to upper 30s today. What a difference from a couple days ago. And, you know, this kind of gets you feeling a little spring-like out there. Spring's right around the corner. And we are giving away tickets. We've got 2 pairs of tickets to give away. Now, before you call in, make sure you can get down to the studio, to the Flag and DAY studios by 4:30 today, because after that, you're not going to be able to get the tickets. So make sure you can get down to the studios by 4:30 today if you want these pairs of tickets. So it's 2 pairs of tickets. When you hear, don't call yet, not yet. No. Throw that.
Dean, I'm already dialing. I'm already dialing.
Yeah. So we've got the tickets in hand. When you hear the lawnmower sound, the lawnmower, because I mean, you know, we're going to be cutting grass sooner
Look what
or later.
you did.
Well, you can dump those calls and then you can reset it.
Yeah, they'll call back.
Yeah. So
they'll call
when
back.
you hear the lawnmower sound, we'll take callers 3 and callers 4. How's that? Caller 3 and caller 4 will take. When you hear, you listen. Listen. You know, Linda, you know, listen. When you hear the lawnmower sound, dump that call. When you hear the lawnmower sound, then call in and we'll have 2 pairs of tickets for you. So it'll be sometime within the next 10 minutes.
People are really excited to go to the Sportsman's
This
Show.
is a big ticket, and the Sportsman's Show is great. It is and it gets you in that mindset of, you know what, spring and summer really isn't that far away. We've only got a month more left of this junk, hopefully, before spring hits. So it's a great show, and it goes all the way through Sunday. But you've got to be able to get those tickets today, or they're, then Justin and I'll use them. So
I ain't got nothing going on.
Yeah, Bridgette, plans this weekend?
I think it's supposed to be nice on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can keep this head cold at bay, I'd like to try to enjoy that. But there's no guarantees. People don't really appreciate it when Typhoid Mary over here shows up at events.
Here's the thing, blackberry brandy.
That is supposed to be good.
That is supposed to be good for head colds and little minor colds.
Or honey and just regular brandy.
Let's just drink the brandy right out of the bottle.
I'm not going to confirm or deny any of these methods.
I'll say I do the blackberry brandy. I will say that it works. For me, I'll say that it works.
Okay.
It's not like you get drunk off of it. You just take a shot of little shot of blackberry brandy.
I've seen your shots. They're about the size of this mug.
You don't worry about my shot count and.
Hold on. I have a little story about that because apparently this show has gone completely off the rails.
It's a Friday. It's nice out. Spring fever, right?
I guess so. But every time I get a cold like this, it reminds me of being a little kid at my grandma's house. And my great-grandmother was there, and she heard me coughing. And I was probably a second or third grader. And she went and got the Vicks Vapor Rub jar, and she dipped a spoon in it and took a spoonful of Vicks out, dipped that in the sugar bowl, and then had me eat it.
Oh!
Hey, guys, that's like mothballs. You're not supposed to feed that to people. For
Did
the
it
rest
work?
of my life. Well, it worked, and I will never forget the taste nor the texture of that whole day. Ever. Not ever.
Oh, my.
I have some PTSD over that.
Yeah.
Yes. So, a couple of things, though, that are going on. Justin wanted to visit about the solar power on irrigation systems that was going on earlier this week in headlines. There's a company called Valley Irrigation, and they do a great job of bringing irrigation systems out to the communities, to fields. These are basically like giant sprinkler systems, right, that pull up water from a well underground or aquifers, and then they are able to use that to water the fields. And one of the things that's happening with Valley Irrigation, they've done installations of solar-powered pumps, about 700 different locations around the world, but they're just starting to catch on here in the United States. And they're finding that they have probably 94% efficiency in converting the direct current from the solar power into an alternating current. If you have generated more power than you need for your irrigation system, they can actually push that back into the electrical grid. So these are pretty efficient operations. And we know that being able to use these panels takes a little bit of size, and they're going to be needing somewhere in the neighborhood of 3/4 of an acre in order to have enough solar panels to power these units. Keep in mind, we talked not that long ago about the fact that there are new solar panels being developed that allow the infrared rays from the sun to pass through. So you could literally grow a crop underneath the solar panels. So potentially you wouldn't be losing ground space. You just have a different crop underneath it. Hopefully those panels are tall, because it'd be hard to get your tractor in there unless you're just using that 1 acre for something like a garden type situation.
And Bridgette, what's the story out with the Jack Daniels distillery and some mold that's developing outside on the land outside of the Jack Daniels distillery down south?
Okay, so Jack Daniels, if you take the tour of their distillery, and I, in fact, reached out to a friend of mine. He's a crop consultant who'd recently been on the tour of that distillery. They talk about part of their evaporation process, and they call it the angel's share. That's part of the process that the whiskey goes through in order to become aged and the way y'all like to drink it. And I say that because I'm not really much of a whiskey drinker, at least at this point. Well, they call it the angel's share. But that angel's share actually, are fungi spores that spread through the air, and neighbors are a little less than pleased because it starts to look like a black soot buildup on buildings, signs, mailboxes. And one of the neighbors is so upset because a building project is being halted due to that black fungus covering everything. And there are pending complaints, potentially lawsuits that are happening against Jack Daniels for this. What may be able to help is if they are able to put filters on their air outlets, which is maybe something similar to what American Crystal Sugar does to help reduce odors. And so I could see where maybe that's a possibility of how they could make things a little bit better. But it's just interesting to note that even though we all think of a fungus as something that spreads in really humid situations, etc., they can spread in nature. We have naturally occurring fungi that happen in our fields, etc. And here's one that's coming from whiskey.
Interesting. All right, so we lost our lawnmower sound effects. So guess what? Caller 3 and caller 4.
Wait, do that again.
That was a bad. So caller 3 and caller 4 will take for 2 pairs of tickets to the Sportsman Show this weekend.
Man.
Again, make sure you can get down to the studio by 4:30 to pick up the tickets, or they won't be able to be used.
Callers are gone.
Caller 3 and
Hi there,
caller
this is
4.
caller number 1. I'm sorry. You'll have to try again. Hello, who's this?
Linda.
Linda, I'm sorry. You're caller number 2. Try again. You might be able to sneak in here. All right, and hello, who's this?
Henry.
Henry, do you want some tickets to the Sportsman Show?
Absolutely. Been trying to win them all week.
Hey,
Awesome.
there you go. Well, hey, stay.
Can you get down to the studio by 4:30, Henry?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, stay on the line here, Henry. We'll get some information from our producer here. I'm going to put you on hold. Hello. Who's this?
This is Paul.
Paul, you want some tickets to the Sportsman Show?
We've been talking about it all day.
Hey, well, you're caller number 4. You got yourself a pair. You listen often to Weather and Ag and Focus?
Oh, we love you guys. We keep it on in the warehouse here.
Good deal.
Glad to
And
hear.
Paul, can you get down to the studio by 4:30?
We sure can. Looking forward to it.
Awesome.
I think we're looking more forward to lake season, but
right.
We'll take the tickets for now.
Yeah, we're almost there. Well, Paul, stay on the line. Thanks for calling. I'm going to send you over to our producer. He's going to pick you up here in just a moment to get a little information from you, all right?
Thank you.
All right, enjoy your time.
Hey, thanks. That's a hot ticket.
That is. What did we have? That we had 84 and counting calls. Wow.
Yeah, so, hey, thanks, everybody, for calling in, and enjoy the show. That's always a good show. It's always a good show.
Have you ever been to it before?
I have. Yep.
What was it
we
like
went last year?
For someone who's never been, how would you describe it? What was it like? Tell me.
Okay, so let's say you go there and you're like, man, I can't afford to buy a boat. It's nice to look at anyways.
You can pretend to buy a
They've got
boat.
this new one. It's called the Switch. It's supposed to be a cross between a pontoon and a jet ski, from what I understand.
Really?
So that would be something different this year. If you want to plan a vacation, let's say you want to plan a fishing trip, they've got all the vendors down there for that. Let's say you want to plan a fishing trip or just an outdoor trip with your family or just yourself or the guys or the girls, and you can actually, and they've got some great prices down there, discounted prices where you can book your trip with them. Tons of stuff down there. I mean, even, they got a fishing pond for the kids.
I heard it's a trout pond.
Trout pond, yep.
Yeah.
So
I'm checking out their website right now. If you want to go get more information about this, it's fargosportsshow.com, the 58th annual 2023 Red River Valley Sportsman Show going on today through the 5th.
And I know how you like your Bloody Marys, and they do have, from what I understand, hard liquor they're selling down there.
Yeah, they got a beer. I think they got a little beer garden or a beer
and
carousel.
beer and hard liquor. I think.
Really? So you're telling me I could maybe get a Bloody Mary?
I don't see why not.
It'll help you pretend to buy more boats that way.
I think
I might accidentally buy a boat.
Exactly. Wait, where am I going to put this?
Better go buy a garage while I'm there too. A little pole barn and. We
minor
need lakes.
details.
We need a lake to do that, though.
Yeah, very minor details.
Something we'll plan out later. Well, I might have to sneak out there. I've never been to the Sportsman Show, but I hear it's a fun time. And just looking at the images from on the website, I mean, it looks like they got all sorts of stuff. I think they have all of the exhibits where the tables booths sold out this year. There's not a single open one available.
Makes sense. Yeah, it'll be crowded. I'm sure it's going to be a big crowd.
Well, while we figure out how we're going to sneak out of here early to get down there to the Sportsman Show, we're going to get you guys caught up with the American Ag Network, and then hopefully you don't have 12 minutes of silence until the Jay Thomas Show starts. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. This is Weather and Ag in Focus.
Hey, it's Bonnie and Mastati from Bonnie and Friends. Join us weekday mornings beginning at 5. Coming up on our next show, we're going to learn more about a film called End of the Rope. It was made in North Dakota, and it's going to be premiering at the Fargo Theater on March 31st. It's based on a true story. And David Dietz, Preference Employment Solutions, will also be along. We'll get a look at the local job market. All this and more in the next Bonnie and Friends beginning at 5 a.m. Join us.
Hi, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki. You know weather is always changing. So if it's the morning commute with Bonnie and Friends or the drive home with Jay Thomas, join Justin Storm and myself to get you the current conditions and future conditions you need throughout the day. Also, don't forget our LRC Spring and Summer Outlook, live with Jay Thomas March 7th from 2 to 5 here on News Talk Radio 970 WDAY.
Life is short. Work somewhere wonderful. Join CCRI and make a difference every day in the lives of individuals with disabilities. Flexible schedules make it the perfect opportunity for students. The award-winning culture will make you feel appreciated and supported by everyone around you. No experience necessary. CCRI will provide all the training needed to be successful and comfortable in your new position. If you're looking for a career that leaves you with memories that will last a lifetime, join their team at CCRI. Visit ccrimorehead.org to apply today.
On the next Coffee Club with Janae and Ronnie.
Well, Janae's on vacation, and it's Ronnie and former Fargo City Commissioner Tony Gehrig. I'm going to try not to burn down the place while Janae's gone. Guests for Monday include Peril Grossman from the North Dakota Attorney General's Office on fraud and scams, and we'll talk with Mitch from Leica Sensory Creations for Small Business Monday.
The Coffee Club, weekdays 8:30 to 11 on AM 970 and 93.1 FM WDAY.
Mixed to mostly higher trade seen on Friday. This is the American Ag Network. I'm Jesse Allen with this market update. We're talking now with Arlen Suderman of StoneX. Arlen, as we look at the grain and oilseed trade first on this Friday, soybeans, meal continue to be the upside leaders here. Looks like some decent money flow into most grain and oilseed contracts here as we look to wrap up the week. What are you seeing there?
Yeah, we saw a sharp sell-off in late February, and a lot of it was liquidation, especially in the bean market, liquidation of ownership ahead of the rolling contracts. Now that we're in the new month, we're seeing some of that money coming back in, providing a little bit of support. We did some chart damage in late February. So the question is, how much can we recover? Can we actually go to new highs? I'm a little bit skeptical of that at this point, particularly with the big crop that Brazil has, which it continues to harvest, and it has plenty of crush capacity as well to make up the difference for what Argentina has and what it's not able to import in order to crush. So I'm a little bit wary of making new highs for this market, but for today, the new money and the optimism about the drought in Argentina is supporting green on the screen with double-digit gains in soybeans and some pretty healthy gains for soy meal as well.
How about over the livestock trade? Looks like a robust day in the cattle market. Hogs fairly quiet. Anything you see there?
We've had a couple of down days in the live cattle market, and now we're seeing a robust finish of the week for the market. Generally, expectations are we're going to see some active cash trade either late this afternoon or into tomorrow. They're generally $1 to $2 higher. Feeders remain in control of this market. Even though it's the first of the month and formula cattle are available, they're still very confident that longer-term fundamentals are on their side and that they've got the upper hand in these negotiations, and the board's starting to reflect that once again today.
That's Arlen Suderman of StoneX on the American Ag Network.
Hello and welcome back to WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. I'm Bridgette Readel, Ag Director, along with Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki and Meteorologist Extraordinaire Justin Storm, both of whom forgot to tell me that according to our live stream today, it is flannel shirt day. Would have worn mine, guys, but nobody let me know that in advance. So
we didn't even plan on this. It just happened.
You could have changed during the break.
You are at
and
home.
Did not.
Yep.
I am at home, but I did not.
Yeah, just make sure you do it off camera. we might get flagged if you do that.
You think?
I think so.
I think so. Okay, so I have a weather question for all of you, and that is sundogs. We've seen plenty of them this winter. Why? What do sundogs come from? I have some stats on them here, but I want to know what you guys know about them.
Magic. I think we saw more last year than we did this year. A lot of it has to do with, you get it the further north you go typically because you're getting more intense cold. You're getting ice crystals suspended in the air. That's basically what it is ice crystals suspended in the air while the sun is out. And you can almost get a whole sun halo that goes all the way around the perimeter of the sun.
I think there's like 20 or some different types of these optics that come from the sun. You know, sundogs, halos, you got your 23-degree angles, all those.
Yep. And typically, again, the further north you go, the more you're going to get them because you're getting the more intense cold and the ice crystals suspended in the air.
So I've always associated with the really cold weather, but the little tidbit that I'm reading says that may foretell precipitation could occur in a couple of days. Do you agree with that?
You know, there's some truth to it because generally when you get an increasing deck of cirrus clouds, that generally means that there's a storm system heading in your area. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to rain where you're at, but that's the same thing. You can sometimes get these optics to form from cirrus clouds, a very thin layer of cirrus cloud, which is composed of ice crystals. And it reflects and diffracts the sunlight that goes through. And it's kind of the same thing with the moon. You can get moon halos at night.
And that usually foretells precip coming within the next couple of days as well.
Well, Dean did say that those ice crystals can be like hexagons. And what I read here is that the false suns can always appear at 22 degrees, so about the width of 2 fists at an arm length to the right and the left of the actual sun. And that because of their hexagon shape. And they're called dogs because they follow the sun faithfully.
See, I didn't know that part.
That I did not know.
I
did not know that part. Speaking of
wealth of useless information over here, guys.
Boy, this whole show has been filled with...
Yeah, we started with dogs. Now we're back on dogs.
That's the weirdest thing your dog has ever eaten.
You guys like hot dogs? Favorite hot dog?
No.
A Vienna beef.
Vienna beef.
Or there's one there. It's not sold here. It's down in they sell it at the University of Nebraska football games. It's a Fairbury hot dog. It's a red hot dog. Probably outside of a Vienna hot dog, it's one of the best hot dogs I've had.
See, I'm just a classic ballpark person.
Yeah.
But if they're red, they sound like the hot dogs made out at Cloverdale in Mandan, and Cloverdale is a North Dakota, Pride of Dakota product. Where
I will have to. Are they red? Are they red too?
They are.
I will have to try those.
I would have been in Bismarck today. Like I said, had it not been for my head cold, I would have been able to bring some back for you.
Okay, so Cloverdale hot dogs I've got to try.
Cloverdales are just, I mean, those things are delicious.
Are they? Okay. Well,
pretty sure they're the same company that makes
really
the flavored brats too, or the different types of brats, right? Those are Cloverdales.
They do, and they have what they call the country store, which is kind of like their outlet store in the front of their building in Mandan. And I was planning on buying the world's largest Easter ham for the upcoming season, but
how big
didn't
is
get a chance
that?
Yet. I don't know, but I wanted to find out.
It's gotta be a big ham, man.
That means she's inviting us over.
Pig.
Yeah.
So you're saying you want us over to help you eat this ham, right?
Well, you can come over, but I don't know if I'm giving you any ham.
Well, table scraps, that's all right.
Hey,
dogs, right?
If it's that big, you'll take table scraps, right?
Right. Hopefully, hey, you know what? If I get it in time for the weekend, if there's going to be that storm on Sunday night into Monday, maybe I need to cook the ham early for some leftovers and comfort food, huh, guys?
Sounds good.
Hey, we were talking yesterday about this, how kangaroos can help lower cow methane, and that was a pretty interesting topic. And basically, they're feeding kangaroo poop and something else to the cows, and that digests, it turns into an amino acid versus methane gas. Pretty interesting thing. I'll have that topic up on our acetic, yes. Yep. I'll have that topic up on our YouTube page, hopefully by this weekend, because I'm a couple days behind on catching all of our video and ag topics back up on there. But kind of along the same lines, or at least in a similar way, can you tell me a little bit more about using animals in agriculture to save the planet? What's this one about?
Okay. Well, often we hear the vegetarian and vegan crowd telling us that animals are going to kill our planet, right? That's the worst thing we could possibly do.
Well, of course.
But in all reality, there are studies, and there's a most recent one from the University of Georgia that talks about the fact that that model is not sustainable. So, for instance, if you are vegan, you may rely on food grade soybeans for part of your diet. We don't raise all of those in the U.S. In fact, a lot of the soybeans that go into tofu get brought in from other countries. They're raised in areas where they have a tendency to do more deforestation than what we might hear if we were raising them or if we were using, say, pasture-raised livestock for food. Palm oil, which is also a vegan substitute for butter, is primarily imported from Indonesia, Malaysia, and other countries that it's very tough on their ecosystem as that palm oil is harvested. They have a lot of deforestation, and often there are countries that have a high amount of human rights violations because of the labor in which they use to get that palm oil harvested. So really using some of our farm animals, and I'll use the pig, since we were talking about pork, as the example. One pig, if you're raising them on a pasture, and a number of folks do that, that pig can produce over 150 pounds of meat, 20 pounds of bacon. Let's not turn down the bacon, shall we? And they can use a localized diet. They're not being imported. They can use what's around them for pasture. Also, surplus milk or vegetable waste from other parts of the farm can be used, and they really contribute to our ecosystem, especially our good soil health. Manure is good for that.
Yes, it definitely is. And to finish up our show here towards the end of it, we've got a couple minutes left. Let's take a look at that forecast because some of us might be affected by a little weather around our areas. We're heading into Monday morning.
Yeah, so
as early as Sunday.
Yeah, today a beautiful day. Get out and enjoy a lot of sunshine out there. Mid-30s, some spots will hit the upper 30s with a light southwest wind, about 5 to 15. Anything we melt today will refreeze tonight, so watch for that slippery travel, especially on some of those side streets. Lows down to about 10, 12 degrees tonight, west wind 5 to 10. And then for tomorrow, not a bad day, a few more clouds. We'll call it partly cloudy. 29 for your high, so right around 30 again. And then Sunday, clouds increase. We'll see snow develop towards late afternoon. And we're going to see some wind developing with that as we head into Sunday night and Monday, so blowing and drifting snow. Right now, there's going to be, it looks like about 2 to 5 inches in the FM area, but this is going to set up kind of similar to the last storm where there's going to be a west to east band of heavier snow. Just exactly where that sets up, still a little in question. So keep up to date on the forecast if you have any travel plans as we head into Monday. Monday could be a little bit messy, or not just our area, but across the state, so just keep that in mind.
There we go, and that'll about wrap it up for our show today. We want to thank you for listening to Weather and Ag in Focus. Remember, if you want to go back, check out our YouTube channel. We put all of our ag topics that we discussed during the show. We chop them up into itty-bitty little pieces so you don't have to go back and search for them in the 1-hour live stream. All of those, again, are on there as well, but keep in mind, we're about 2 days behind, so if you want to catch something from today, it should be up by Saturday afternoon or maybe Sunday morning. I'll have those. So go check that out. Give it a like or subscribe if you like what you see. Also, we live stream on there every single day as well as on Facebook. And we'll be back on Monday from 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Bridget, we got some fun, interesting guests for next week, don't we?
We do. I think I have the whole week slated for us already. And we're going to talk with Quentin Shieldknight. He is in Spearman, Texas. He is one of the farmers who has been affected by the drought and derecho that ran through there last week. And he's going to talk about some things like static electricity and its effect on his cotton. Also, we will do our spring weather special. Then we're going to have Erin Oben. She is with USDA's Rural Development for grants available for farmers and their shops. NDSU Extension Specialist Peggy Nestor is going to talk about Annie's project. And on Friday, we will end with Caitlin Landice. She's also with NDSU, but she's talking about new farm safety tractor kits. Can't be a bad idea. Maybe something better than just a blue shop towel and a roll of electrical tape.
Right. Lots of fun things coming up, but that'll do it again. Thanks for listening. Thanks for calling. Those who won the tickets, have fun at the Sportsman Show. Have a great weekend. We're back on Monday from 1 to 2.
970 WDAY AM and 93.1 FM. Fargo-Moorhead.